Hi, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk and 4unboxings.com. Here I have the Sanyo Xacti VPC CA9, which is a relatively new camcorder from Sanyo, which we're going to just unbox for you. First of all, we have the safety manual, and have like a couple of getting started leaflets there. We have the full instruction manual, which is quite heavyweight. We have an addendum to the manual. And then we have the Xacti software, which is for doing video conversion and screen capture and so on. Inside the box, we have the CA9 itself. Obviously this is the red one. It's available in a number of other colours, including yellow, green and silver and black. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in just a second. Also in the box, we have a little lanyard or wrist strap, so that that helps us to keep our hands on the camera. We then have a composite video cable, so composite video and audio, and that has a proprietary style connector on the other end, plugs into the camera. We have the battery charger, which takes a standard sort of figure 8 style cable. Then have a standard USB to what looks like a proprietary or possibly a micro USB style connector to there, but I think that's proprietary. Then have a small case, which is kind of interesting looking. Pouch style case where the camera just pops inside, obviously shuts up like so. Doesn't allow us to use the camera while it's in the case though, but it does protect it. It's kind of like woven, almost looks like it's made of Kevlar with a Velcro bit there, just to protect the camera, as I say. We then have a UK mains cable and a European mains cable there. So let's just move this out of the way and we'll look at the camcorder itself. Now this particular model actually has a 9 megapixel sensor, which is pretty cool. So on the front obviously we have the lens itself. And next to that we have the flash, have a pop-out screen on the side, which opens like so. Reasonably large screen, but you notice that the screen's quite chunky, and it does just kind of feel quite clunky and chunky. Now there's a reason for that. It's actually because the CA9 is waterproof, and you can take this, actually immerse it in water up to 5 feet deep. So it's kind of okay for using in the swimming pool or around the swimming pool, or maybe just shallow snorkeling. So you can actually use that for that. Inside, under the screen, we have a power, on off, and a playback, record play button on the inside. That closes up like so. So then we have this bit on the back, which opens like so, and that's where we have our battery, which is installed in place. Fairly small battery, 720 milliamp hour, physically quite small also. That pops in there like so. Our memory card goes here too, which is an SD or SDHC memory card, and does support up to 32 gig. And then we have that USB and AV connector, which indeed is proprietary. Now the idea of this being a locking mechanism here is that this is all rubber, so that seals down really rather quite tightly and does lock in place like so, and that obviously stops the water getting into the camcorder. That closes up like so. On the back here, sort of just under your thumb if you were holding it, you do have the majority of the controls. So you have a photo and movie button here, so one for taking stills and the other one for recording video. Then we have the zoom control, which rocks up and down for telephoto or wide angle. It also is like a navigation for navigating the menu, so it works like a little joypad with a push button in the centre and a menu button like so. Really nothing else to sort of see on the other side. It is, as I say, this sort of metallic-y red. Strangely though, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but something I have already noticed, the red of this side appears to be a different shade of red to that side. Now it might just be to do with the design, but this looks like definitely darker than this side. Just an observation. On the bottom we have a screw thread where we can actually connect to a tripod, and then this little loop here, which means that we can actually clip it onto our belt or trousers, which is quite useful, and it's quite secure. You can imagine, like, if you're snorkeling, you can imagine clipping that onto a belt or something. Quite small, quite lightweight looking, and it's quite slim. as a camcorder. Has got a 5x zoom, optical zoom, and obviously does have a digital zoom. Will record in HD up to 720p. Sadly, no 1080i or 1080p. It is just 720. As I say, that sensor is actually a 9 megapixel sensor, so you can take 9 megapixel stills or up to 12 megapixel stills with interpolation, but basically natively 9 megapixels. Pretty good. To be honest, the specification is really too long to mention, so I'll have that when it comes to actually do the full review, and I'll have that alongside the video itself on tracyandmatt.co.uk. The review will be online for you in the next couple of weeks, and if you're a fan of our unboxing videos, check out the others that we have on unboxings.com.